saw her last night when we was on the way home. I was like, yo, I'm gonna talk about this shit tomorrow. And then the fucked up thing was I was sober as fuck. So she's sitting there like I'm just reminiscing.
Hold on. Before we get into that, nigga, how the fuck do you know what a power bottom is?
I mean, his best friend is gay.
Nigga, I'm not a power bottom, so
I know. We know you verse, like you know.
I mean, I am. Nick, did we have this conversation?
Yes, we did.
Yo, and then but
I'm old. I'll be forgetting stuff. If I sit still too long, I fall asleep. So I don't even remember stuff half the time. So
he's amazing. He's amazed at I know terminology and shit, bro. Like
I can bring myself falling asleep now on the medication. That's just wonderful.
I can't because So yeah, but proceed because I'm fascinated at how the fuck you know what a power bottom is. Because proceed with the story.
Anyway,
yes.
So she dealing with this nigga. She was dealing with this guy.
Make sure Trey wasn't ear hustling.
So she was dealing with this guy.
Mom, what's a power bottom?
Hey,
you know he'll come in.
I mean, look. Total disclaimer.
It's the bottom of a Ritz cracker.
No, hey, my child walking around talking about, Mom, I just had a power bottom. Is this the way you gonna tell me? Okay, all right, well. I love you. I don't care.
It was delicious. Bag nigga, you gon' hurt your back. Losing all your shit like that. I guess nobody ever told you the niggas will rob you if you drop your wallet in the car. I'll be back. So proceed. Yeah. What were you saying about power bottoming?
I just called the nigga power bottom. But anyway, so the issue we was just sitting talking about like past relationships or whatever. Then it's like she had said something that reminded me of like what she told me. Like she told me that this nigga like to be pegged.
Okay. Okay.
But she was saying that me and Keita like, okay, we like, all right. And then she says he like the big black big black dildos, and I just went off there. I was like, oh, so he want that one because it felt like she's like he didn't want the little plastic one, he wanted like the latex. I was like, oh, so he wanted it to feel like the real thing. And she's like, nah. I was like, then she said something about him. He would tell her to pull his dreads and call him a bitch. Son. Exactly.
Had a
Lord. Not Brandon over here having flashbacks.
had no flashback.
Hell, nah, but then
I don't think you want to see this, but I have to show you a video, Shauna. Share a video for your research purposes.
Lord have mercy.
Not right now while we were recording, because again, copyright infringement. But yeah.
So then she got to telling me like this nigga took yoga and Pilates. So I'm like, hey, I'm sitting here like, so you had this man legs all the way up and all the way up to the back of his neck, Amazon style. And she's like, was Amazon style? I'm like, yo.
No, she had him bent up like a pretzel. Like, oh Jesus! All right,
Auntie Mains. I will say that I too am involved in yoga and Pilates because it keeps you limber. Keeps you limber.
When I tell you I needed that laugh. And then what made it bad, yo, her daughter was in, like the youngest daughter was in the back seat with me. And I was like, I'm sorry.
Oh shit!
I was like, Uncle Aaron got a problem. Uncle Aaron got a problem.
Uncle Aaron has several problems. Yes, he does.
So, but yo, I was like, yo,
he does.
Yeah.
Like she said, she fucked up her knees. I was like, what?
Some guys like to be taking control.
I was like, damn, bro. I was like,
I don't think I will react well to that.
What did she say though?
So you couldn't be with a partner that wanted you to take the lead, even if it was like on a situational basis and not all the time.
Not wanting me to peg him. No,
I'm saying just,
like, take the lead. Like, okay, yeah, I can do that.
Bitch, this your dick. Show me what you want to do with this.
I say less, nigga.
So for those of you, hold on before we do.
She said, "When it's gonna be my turn."
What Welcome to this week's episode of Wine and Audacity, the podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Sicard, and I'm joined by these niggas. How are y'all horny asses feeling this week?
Good morning. Listen, in my defense, I'm high on medication right now.
We know boots. Y'all, Shauna still got that damn boot.
It's not a boot now, it's a cast.
Okay, boots.
She wearing a whole chicken leg, bro.
I got a chicken leg.
With the skin on?
With the skin on.
So, back to our spirited conversation. For those of you who do not know what a power bottom is, and this is me, I'm Brandon, the resident homo of the podcast.
Not the resident homo.
Yeah, it's me, the resident homo of the podcast. A power bottom, per Urban Dictionary, is gay terminology, in case you haven't figured that out yet. Similar to a bottom, but a specific variety. A power bottom tends to be in charge and feel most powerful when bottoming. The one who bottoms is the one on the throne, so to speak, taking the top. Contrary to some definitions, top/bottom terms apply to all same-gender partners, and is frequently used not only by gay men but also lesbian couples. Not really.
I'm gonna say really?
No. I ain't never heard
no studs talking about.
I'm a top. I'm about. Girl, no.
Yeah, I've never.
No.
I've heard of like pillow princesses, but
men can be pillow princesses as well.
Really?
Lazy bastards.
Oh, well.
Niggas throwing a dick in the.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Let's go. And I tell you, I needed that last night, bro. Yo, I was roast. I swear, we was up at goddamn. We was up at Wabash at the goddamn Harvest Fest, from Harvest Fest all the way home, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, then I looked at my niece like, baby, I'm sorry, I got a problem, bro.
Lord have mercy.
But a power bottom, at least per what I know, was a bottom that can take dick extremely well.
Oh.
I've seen they can take it regardless of size without much warming up, so to speak. And also ones that tend to be dumb.
Painful.
Also ones that can be dominant.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I was like,
The more you know.
Shooting rainbow.
yo, but nah, I said, I was like, damn. I looked at it, I was like, damn, yo, you be sitting there the whole time like, yo, when is it gonna be my turn? I've been doing this for an hour, bro.
Lord have mercy. This is quite interesting. Okay.
Yes. I think we should have another episode at some point this year with Ron. Just let y'all get all y'all gay questions out. We've never done that. We haven't done that. Maybe we can save it for next season. I don't know. But
I did. I asked. I was like, yo. So the whole time you doing all that, like, then you had him on his back, and she was like, yeah. I was like, how?
Easy.
And then I was like, was you even playing the trombone? And she was like,
Throw the legs back.
She was like, no. I was like, damn, shit, he got the shit into the stick of that one.
Literally.
Y'all ain't shit.
I mean,
At all.
if you don't clean up, well, we'll be there.
I mean,
There's a song, I'll be there.
that's what I heard.
Well, it'll be there. So the rusty trombone is a thing.
Oh, Jesus, fix it.
Let's move past that. Let's not gonna get to that. But yeah, we should have a conversation. I think it would be good to have Ron on the episode.
I'm dealing with this so
And we talking about right. What is that? I just thought it was iced tea at first.
Sure.
Nigga, what you? What is it?
Get concocted something.
Oh Lord. What's that? A Strong Island iced tea?
Nah, so I just put the Mai Tai in, like pulled the whole Mai Tai here, like that we had got from Eddie's.
No.
Yeah, we got it from Eddie's. So
I could go for a nice sandwich today.
Sandwich.
A sandwich. Mm-hmm.
So saying as though, she in her situation. I was like, yo, you ain't drinking this no time soon. Stop.
Right.
This is true.
So yeah, let me know. Well, maybe we can do that because we still have a few more episodes left before the end of the year. So in case y'all didn't catch what I said earlier, I feel like we coming back. We can announce that we coming back for a second season at the top of the year.
Yay.
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 Yeah. We don't know. We haven't ironed out details yet, or maybe we have. We just not going to announce nothing. But yeah, we'll be back at the top of the year with all new episodes of second season of Wine and Audacity, the podcast. The podcast. Thank y'all for listening. Though. We really appreciate,
more
y'all.
fuckery.
Oh Lord,
I like that.
Child.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we could save that episode, the ask the resident homo episode for January.
You could just love that. Ask a homo.
Ask the resident homo.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, fuck with it.
Because it's funny because I can see us having a TV show, and they put the chiron with the titles, like your name and a subtitle.
No, the resident homo.
No, yeah, Brandon, the resident homo. And subscript.
Like,
me sitting there trying to deliver like something serious, and that pops up with my name at the bottom. Brandon, the resident homo. What would your subtitle be?
You break the fourth wall. Like, fuck y'all.
Fuck y'all. Tell us something. I see that. Really? Look at that, like resident homo. So, what would y'all subtitles be? We gotta come up with a subtitle for Key as well.
Oh shit. Keys probably would be something like quiet but deadly or some shit like that, because you don't see Key as coming.
No, it would be Key, side-eye assassin.
Yup, there we go. Cause she'll side out the shit out your ass. Yeah, there we go.
All right, what would yours be, Shauna?
I have no fucking idea. I have no idea.
Shauna, Puss in Boots.
Y'all kiss my ass. I ain't gonna hear this fucking dude forever. Y'all kiss my ass.
Me llamo Shauna.
We gotta come up with a subtitle for y'all niggas. So we got one for me, we got one for Key.
I'm open to suggestions.
Shauna, Shit Talker Supreme, Storyteller.
I'll take it.
Patty Betty.
Yep, Patty
I'll
Betty.
take it.
Patty Betty. Shauna, Patty Betty. All right, nigga, what would yours
Oh,
be?
I got a shirt that say that.
I know. It would be Aaron, possibly high right now.
Yep. Yep.
Possibly high. Oh, possibly intoxicated right now.
I like that.
Seeing that shit on the screen while we're in the midst of having a conversation would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it could. Yeah, I like that. Okay, possibly.
Yeah.
Inebriated.
Possibly inebriated.
Aaron, possibly inebriated. That would be.
Then y'all gotta have me talk about something serious as fuck, and it's like
in a serious
and
moment.
shit just go across the bottom of the script.
Possibly inebriated.
go to hell.
Or we could just do one that changes for him, so we possibly inebriated. Aaron, nigga, what? Question mark.
Actually, no, leave possibly.
Possibly ... Are we possibly whatever? Possibly high, possibly inebriated, possibly asleep.
Could be.
That would be a good shtick.
No.
Yo, we speaking all this stuff into existence. So if you work at a network, come holla at us.
Please do.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Look, at this point, go ahead and put us on Tubi. Niggas love Tubi.
I mean, while you playing, we could have a show on Zeus.
We could. They put all of it. I don't know if we ratchet
enough for Zeus. Yeah.
I don't think we ratchet enough for Zeus. We got to be in here throwing shit at each other and busting each other upside the heads and shit.
That wouldn't work.
Yeah.
I like y'all. I don't want to hurt y'all.
Yeah, we got to be in here.
You injured enough for all of us right now.
I mean, nigga is hoppity.
And I feel like I wouldn't want to host like a reunion in one of them shows, because remember the episode of the Love and Hip Hop thing that Samoa hosted when they started fighting? She ran off stage with her assistant.
She was like,
and
fuck
then
that.
The episode Monique hosted, and she was like, "Now, what of y'all stepped on my goddamn foot now?" That shit was funny.
All right, y'all. So this is November. Welcome to November. It's almost turkey time. Y'all looking forward to Thanksgiving in a few weeks?
Got long time. I gotta cook. I ain't cooking today. I don't feel like it.
Who cooking?
I'm going to somebody's fucking house. I think Shay said she hosting Thanksgiving this shit.
Okay.
Her mother-in-law, and then Betty Ann always cooking. So I'll be at Betty.
Always. I might have to get you to bring me a plate. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Did you see that Hey Tony TV video I sent you last week?
Yes. He tickles the shit out of me because he does the shit with a straight face. He does the shit with a straight face.
the woman was doing pumpkin spice season, was holding the pumpkin and with that horrible ass wig.
That wig was terrible.
It always is, but it adds to the humor.
It does.
So welcome to November, y'all, and this is our stories episode. Shauna
I got a story to tell.
Shauna done scoured the internet, all sorts of stuff from Reddit and TikTok and Tubi and Q&A stuff and that's a TikTok.
Tickety tock.
The Tickety Tock, the Clock app. So what you
This nigga said the Clock app.
I mean, that's what the fuck it is. Shit. What you done found this week, Sean?
So I got a combination of shit. I got some YouTube. Some
I know
Reddit,
them heifers is in. Them heifers is in there.
Surprisingly,
No.
maybe.
Oh shit.
I do got a few things from them, but I think they more so questions, so they might have to say them for the questions episode. But before we get started, if y'all have any stories that y'all want us to share on the show, y'all can hit us via social media. Y'all can hit us at WandaPod_ on Twitter and IG. Y'all can also hit us at Wine and Audacity Podcast on Facebook. Or y'all can just shoot us an email at askwandapod@gmail.com. That is ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com.
Show you right.
You can let us know, excuse me, y'all, if you want to be anonymous, if you want us to use a pseudonym, first initial, last name, whatever. Or
That's right,
you just don't give a fuck
SAT
because, in the words of Sheree Wetfield, who gonna check you, boo?
We supposed to say it at the same time. Damn.
All right, so y'all, the first one I'm gonna start y'all with. This is actually a Reddit story, but I found it on YouTube, and this is a lot of fucking drama. A lot of drama. So I just had to get y'all take on this shit. So the title of it is I fathered a child during an affair 12 years ago, and now the mom is going into hospice. Yeah, that's the fucking title. That's the title.
Oh no.
Okay, y'all ready?
I guess.
Okay, so my wife Carol, 38 female, and I, 40 male, were not married yet at the time, but we were together. I had just bought a house about 13 years ago, and she was basically living there with me. We have been married for 10 years now, and we have 2 kids, 10 and 7. Things have been fine, just family life. I have not cheated on my wife since we've been married. A woman named Shelly, 35, who lives in our neighborhood. She's a friend of ours these days. Her and her ex-husband bought a house around the same time that we did. We met at various events such as garage sales, etc. in the area. I had the house for a year, and I had lost my job. Carol was basically living with me already at the time, since she was staying there for at least 20 days a month. So she was technically living there. So I decided to go ahead and get my insurance and real estate license, just in case I couldn't find work for an extended period of time. Shelly also wasn't working at the time, so she kind of tagged along with me, and we worked on getting one together. Over the course of 5 to 6 months, me and Shelly started fooling around a couple times a week. Shelly became pregnant, so we stopped. But it never occurred to us that it could possibly be my child because we use protection most of the time. About 2 years later, Shelly and her husband split. He skipped town. He basically has no contact. He only comes back during the holidays or a few times a year for a couple of days. I understand that he doesn't really have a relationship with their son. He doesn't pay child support. Shelly, Carol, and I are all friends. We haven't revisited the relationship at all since Carol and I have been married. Excuse me. Shelly ended up using her insurance license and real estate license. She makes ends meet. I didn't need mine because I found a job working in a local school district teaching and coaching some after school sports. And Carol is a veterinary assistant. Fast forward later, Shelly was diagnosed with an aggressive form of ovarian cancer about 2 years ago. She fought but finally decided to go into hospice. Her son is basically like a cousin to our kids. They aren't friends, but they play on the same teams. And he's been a part of our family, going on family vacations with us, etc., etc. Okay, so fast forwards to, and it says, Shelly decided to give us guardianship so that we can handle her affairs while she tracks down her ex-husband. There has been an ongoing joke that we now have 3 kids. which was always funny, but I noticed the kid is pigeon-toed like me, and he has very distinct, very large front teeth that run in my family. My wife was surprised that Shelly gave us guardianship, but Shelly's reasoning was he wouldn't have to change schools, and he knows our family already. I started getting nervous. And I asked Shelly if her son was mine. She said she used to think so, but no. But about 3 to 4 years ago, she started realizing I probably was, so she started discussing what's going to happen. Shelly says she has no interest of knowing who the father is or telling anyone about our relationship at this point. My marriage is okay, and I don't want to get a divorce. I'm basically backed into a corner. Shelly has her house and a life insurance policy. She wants the proceeds of the sales to fund her son's college education and an insurance policy to help him buy a house. Let me see, y'all, because then it repeats some stuff. I get a paternity test on Shelly's son. It came back that he is mine. And then it started rambling for a second, y'all. My bad. Give me a second. I'm 100% sure that if my wife finds out, this will end our marriage, and that my new son could suffer financially. I view it. Oh Lord, they can't talk. Jesus. I view it that I have two options: divorce my wife and take care of my new son, and co-parent with my wife, or allow the children to just stay with my wife. So basically, he's saying he does not know what to do. He just finally got confirmation that the little boy is his. He has not cheated on his wife since.
How old is this little boy again?
So about 12 or 13. So the boy is older than the children that he has with his wife, which are 10 and 7. So like you said, he just really got the paternity test because it didn't cross his mind that the child could possibly be his, because him and Shelly were using protection. But he's saying that all of this happened before he married Carol. So
they weren't married yet, but they
weren't married, but they were together.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've been kiki and he and all these years together and shit. Like he's saying they all like family. So like, how would y'all handle that? Like, I don't know. That's a tough one.
I feel like at this point, with a situation like this,
let sleeping dogs lie.
No. Mm-mm. Because all it takes is for that nosy family member to be like, that boy sure enough to look like your husband.
Yeah, yep. I said the same thing.
But also, I feel like it's going to be something hard to get through. I think this is something they should go through or talk about. He should go to his find a therapist that he can work through this with.
Yeah.
And then find a marriage counselor to like broach the topic with. Because again, who's to say that if the kid is 13, they were together but not, and they weren't married yet, they could have just started dating or been together maybe like 6 months.
He said it had been about a year. I think he said.
Oh, about a year. Okay. But even still, it was early on. And he said he didn't know, or he didn't have any inkling. So yeah, it might have been infidelity well before they got married, and he's been faithful since then.
Yeah.
The wife may still choose to leave him.
She might, because of the fact that you had me kiki and he with these bitch all this years.
Even if you didn't know, right?
Prior to that, so that's kind of fucked up.
But on the other hand, the wife may be like, well, I mean, the boy's been around this whole time. Mm-hmm. The mother is in hospice. This happened early on when we were together, and you haven't done anything since then with anybody else. Mm-hmm. We have a stable life. Let's work through it in like therapy or like deal with it. He's going
to have to be willing to accept whatever it is. It's a gamble.
What you think, Aaron?
You got to gamble. Like, I mean, because if you don't say anything, like you let sleeping dogs lie, shit can go left completely, and you still, you lose your wife. Then you lose your wife, and you lose your kids, and you probably lose like everything that y'all everything that y'all built, like half everything that y'all built together. But like Brandon said, like you kind of got to come clean with that shit. Like, listen, we was fucking around before we got married. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can probably throw in there like, I didn't even know we was gonna be this serious. Mm-hmm. Like I was just dating, playing the field a little bit. I guess you can probably try to do that. That might
depending on the timeline,
right? That might lessen the blow a little bit, but it's still gonna hurt. Yeah, it's still a gamble. Like, it's still a gamble. Like, go ahead and do it, and whatever. Let her know beforehand, and like we was fucking around, and then it's like some things just starting to add up. Like, he walked like me. He looked like he got them teeth like me. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, so I went and got a DNA test.
But look at it from this perspective. Like, if he chooses to keep this silent, maybe they don't have family around. But who's to say, like, 10, 15 years, your kid gets injured and may need like a transplant or a transfusion of some sort, and the cousin is like, oh well, let me get this. Maybe we're the same blood type, and then the hospital's like, y'all know y'all have siblings.
Brothers, have siblings, yeah. Right. That's a fucked up way to find some shit. I seen a movie like that.
Yeah,
shit.
That's a.
Man, Tyler Perry did that shit.
Not surprised.
Couple times.
Yeah, you know, it's part of his blueprint. But anyway,
no, y'all, to answer your question, that because we just brought him up, we are not doing a dramatic, live, unserious reenactment of a Tyler Perry film like we did a few episodes ago.
That was funny.
Yeah, I laughed my ass off listening to that.
Yo, I'm sitting here like, why? I mean, truth shall set you free.
I agree.
Not to be cliche, but yeah, tell your wife like what's going on, and that you did your own investigating. Like that, I mean, she might look at it like, yo, you trying to be proactive in the situation, because old girl's dying. She like, yo, I don't care who the
if
fuck.
the ex-husband don't really have a relationship with the boy, he probably ain't gonna really be there for him.
Yeah,
so.
and he was like, I don't care who the father is. It's like, nah. And then when you said that, I'm like, yeah, he the daddy. He's daddy. She's saying she don't give a fuck. Like, she don't care. Like, she don't want to know who the father is.
Or
like,
maybe she knows and she's just at peace with the way the situation played out.
It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, she already know, but she ain't want you to like worry about that shit. But like everything started leading towards it. Like, yo, you're signing over guardianship. I asked you about it. You don't want to tell me. You don't want to tell me whether he mind or not. And then he did his own investigating, and it's like, yeah, so. Let your wife know. Let your wife know that you did it.
Rather her hear from you than somebody else. That'll make it worse.
Yeah, true shit. You don't want to be like that episode of Moesha.
Ooh, I just thought of that.
Frank, you a good man. Put your son home, Frank.
Everybody's like, bitch.
What? Ooh, yeah. The thing is, even if nobody knows or nobody assumes, you take power and control of the situation, but if you own up to the truth first and just put it all out on the table
and let the cards fall with it.
Exactly, because again, your wife may be hurt, but she could respect the fact that you're coming to the situation and you're explaining everything out now, and then it may be easier to either divorce or
she gonna throw your ass in that tub, bro.
Yeah,
she gonna throw your ass in that tub.
Stop making those bubbles.
I'm trying to tell you, she gonna buy you a hot grits or something, bro, because you got it coming.
Yeah, but she may just be sympathetic and say it happened early on when we first got together. You didn't know, she didn't know, or didn't care to tell you. It just so happened. But again, we
just know whatever happens, you you deserve it.
Yeah, because you were being dishonest.
You was fucking around.
You deserve it.
Now you about to find out. Okay.
What's next, Shauna?
All right, so this one comes from a Reddit thread called True Off My Chest. And the title is, I know my son isn't actually mine and I haven't told anyone. Yeah.
Say it again.
I know my son isn't actually mine and I haven't told anyone.
Jesus.
Yeah. All right, so the question is, the story. I am a 30-year-old male, and I have been dating this girl, 27-year-old female, for the last 3 years. We are raising a 2-year-old son. I was her first serious relationship in a while, but for me, she was just casually seeing people. She told me that she was pregnant very early on into our relationship, which I thought was odd, but she insisted that it was mine. My son looks nothing like me. I have brown hair and green eyes. He has blonde hair and blue eyes. Although blonde hair and blue eyes does run on both mine and my girlfriend's side of our families. So I figured it was just genetics doing its thing. However, I still had a bit of doubt. So I got a paternity test without telling anybody, not even my girlfriend. And it came back that I am not my son's biological dad.
Kirk and Rashida.
I was devastated, but I decided that I'm not going to say anything to anyone because realistically, it doesn't change much. I am still his father.
That's a good man, Savannah.
I've been there since before he was born up until now. I make enough money to comfortably support us, so I'm not worried about child support or anything like that. I don't even know if my girlfriend deliberately tricked me. Maybe she genuinely thinks he's mine. She may not even know who the biological father is, so I feel like bringing it up would just cause problems.
Okay.
So it was an edit here, and it just says, "Thanks for all the advice. I guess I was in denial and have a lot of reflecting to do about this relationship. I do plan on telling my son once he gets old enough for the sake of possible health issues and such, and it can be up to him if he wants to try and seek out his bio dad." So what do y'all think about that?
It's admirable, and that's how the situation should be handled. In comparison to the story we read a few weeks ago, where the guy turned his back on his daughter and was like, "I don't want nothing to do with it."
She wasn't his. Yeah,
that's the right thing to do.
I think it is too, especially you've been in the child life all the time. It's not the child's fault,
right?
It's not, and I admire that he wants to
continue to
be there for him, and then eventually help him.
Yeah,
but he needs to confront the girlfriend.
Yeah, would you?
Because I'm curious.
Would you ask? That was going to be the question I was going to ask y'all. Would you bring this up to the girlfriend? Say, I don't know if you pinned this on me, but I know that the baby ain't mine. I'm still going to be there, but
it could very well have been her convincing herself that it was him, that she slept with people so close together, and then she may have went to the doctors. They may have told her one, because I had 2 different conception dates, but of course I was only sleeping with the same fucking person. So, but when I went back, like for my follow up, they gave me a different due date and different conception date and stuff. Because a lot of times it goes based on your cycle, but some women don't have regular cycles and stuff. So she could have very well really thought it was his. But I still feel like if it was any type of possibility, something should have been said, especially if she knew it was a small space between her being with the other person and her getting with him.
True.
And it could very well be a case of she figured he would be the better choice, and she just was like, well, shit, I'm with him now, so I might as well just tell him the baby is fucking his. But on his behalf, even he should have did it way before now, I believe. I don't believe in people waiting years. Like, no, do that shit at the hospital and get the fuck over with, so you won't be 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the line, and then you find out.
Yes, I agree.
It should have been something. His concern should have been addressed right away. Yeah. That's what I think. But yeah,
I think, but I do think that it's crazy because it's like, yo, you not forthcoming with information. Like you was just pregnant, and then you insist that it's mine.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, yo, if I'm doing math, and it's like, hey, yo,
the math ain't mathing.
You know what I'm saying? Like what? Next Friday was it next Friday when Daddy was messing with the girl and she was like, yo, she was pregnant.
But she was already pregnant when she got with him.
Yeah, and
she knew she was already pregnant.
But yeah, that's my thing, and it's like, yo, you already like yo, all right, just be like we was talking about with the other guy, like, yo, just be forthcoming with the information. Like, if it ain't mine, I mean, you know it ain't, and you know it ain't mine. Mm-hmm. Yo, come on, yo, tell me that. Don't just say have me happy taking care of this little nigga. Like, then I mean, because then it's like, oh, because that hurts. Like that hurts to be taking care of somebody for so long, and then you find out that you're not that they not even yours. Oh, you know what I mean? Then you looking at it, now he knows. It's like, yeah, tell her that you know.
I would.
Like, look, like, listen, I know. And then y'all can work out how you want to handle it from there. But tell her that you know that he not his, like he not his, and you're prepared to stay with, to stay and take care of him because you've grown attached to him. Yeah, like you attached to him. So it's like, all right, and I will help him if he wants to find his father.
I think everybody should know who their biological family is, because he made some good points about genetics. And
shit can happen.
Absolutely.
And like shit will happen with you, and niggas need to know. Like, we need to know, like, what's in your, like, what's in, like, because I could not have, you could probably have, like, spina bifida. Like, I don't know if that shit, like, run in the family, but.
I think it's genetic.
Yeah, but you can have something genetic in the goddamn family, motherfucker.
Got it from, and then it's like, oh, well.
And we ain't got that on my side. Like, the fuck is going on?
Right, exactly.
Like, don't nobody in my family got a club foot, motherfucker. Like, what's just
not
like,
club foot cow.
And that is the episode title.
Club foot cow.
I was watching that episode of My Wife and Kids recently. Club foot cow, the club foot blues.
Yo, he made the cartoon of that. Wayne had.
Oh my God, Lord!
And he had the little boot. Couldn't get it wet.
Oh, I know about that. I don't know about that. Can't handle wet boot.
Loose beats.
Loose babes.
Oh man. But yo, tell that motherfucker, yo, tell her that you know,
Bitch,
nigga.
I know. And I know you know, I know, and you know I know, bitch.
Like, he don't
You
look
know
nothing
I know
like
that
me.
you know that I know that you know that I know. Bitch.
Everybody,
You had the bitch at the end.
Bitch.
everybody, my friend got a loose neck, bitch. I like, he ain't got that.
He ain't got the loose neck.
His neck tighter than a motherfucker.
Shout out to Red Grant, yo. Oh, shit.
In the case of little loose neck.
Little loose neck Jenkins.
You are not the father.
Oh, my God.
And with that being said, y'all, we're going to take our first commercial break. We will be.
Tell that man. Tell that woman.
Tell
Tell somebody.
Nigga, tell somebody. Shit. We'll be right back, y'all.
Oh, shit.
And we back.
Y'all dumb.
What's next, Shauna?
No, we ain't done. Yo, he the one. Yo, 18 years.
I could imagine that's fucking like how much that fucks with you when you find out that your kid isn't biologically yours.
That's how niggas is on episodes to snap.
Yo, you be like, yo, all this money I put into this old motherfucker to play baseball, he can't fucking play baseball. Mm-hmm. Football, and he can't even run the field.
All right, y'all ready?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Man, I had a piece of candy in my mouth, y'all. My bad.
Mm-hmm.
Shut up. Anyway, all right. This next one is actually coming from that same Reddit thread as the previous question, y'all.
Okay.
And this one, the title is "My best friend assaulted my husband and then tried to lie about it, and I'm outraged."
Okay.
Sound crazy?
When
right?
you say assaulted,
That's what I'm like. What type of assault? But yeah.
Can we get there?
okay.
All right. So they wanted to be known that fake names are being used, which we figured that shit anyway. A lot of people don't use right names.
We know, Susie.
Okay, so I, 32 male, have been married to my husband Daniel, also 32, for 2 years now. We were childhood friends, but we lost contact after we turned 16 and went to different colleges and then universities. I found him again by chance when I was 23, and he was different. Quieter, more reserved, but I still remembered him as the man he once was. He came out to me as gay, and I in turn revealed to him that I was bisexual.
Hey, sis.
Which he admitted surprised him a little bit. We became gradually closer again, and I began to have feelings for him. A year later, I confessed to him, and we began dating, but I quickly began to notice how he was very cautious around doing more intimate things, when sometimes even extended to kissing. I didn't mind or ever tried to push him, but I was worried as to why he was like this.
Channel.
Get your ass off my couch.
She's talking to her dog, not Trey. Trey upstairs.
After around a year of dating, he asked if we can talk and confessed to me that his first boyfriend had been extremely abusive to him, physically, emotionally, and sexually, and had coerced him into performing intimate actions multiple times. But Daniel had been afraid to leave, as said ex also controlled the finances and constantly held that over his head to get him to stay with him.
What you gonna do without me, bitch?
That's pretty much what it was. Daniel wasn't even the one who ended the relationship. The ex was, once he found someone else to use. Daniel has been in therapy ever since that relationship ended. After telling me this, he cried, and I did too. It took a while, but he eventually opened up more to me relationship-wise, and we got married at age 30. Enter my best friend, Lisa, 33, female. She has been my best friend since uni and already had a boyfriend when I met her, whom she later married. Lisa has always been a flirtatious person, even while having a partner, and used to flirt with me a lot during our university days before I asked her to stop. That should have been a huge red flag in hindsight, but she apologized and stopped after that, so I overlooked it. Around a year ago, Lisa's husband filed for divorce, and Lisa has been cut up about it ever since, which I understand as they were together for over 10 years. She began coming over Daniel and I's place more, whether it was to hang out or to cry on my shoulder, and I was fine with that as she was going through a rough time.
Hold on, yo, it's the dog.
Chase, have a seat.
She mad because Brady keep fucking with her, yo.
I ain't doing nothing to that damn dog.
He won't pay no attention. Okay, one day a few months ago, I was out later than usual because of work, and when I came home, Daniel said that he wanted to talk about Lisa, and she was making him feel uncomfortable. It turned out that Lisa had come over randomly earlier that day and had, when I didn't come home from work at the same time as usual, she began making weird comments towards Daniel, telling him that he had a nice body and that I was lucky to have him. Daniel asked her to stop and she left soon after. I texted Lisa and told her to stop as well, told her point blank period that she was making Daniel uncomfortable, and she apologized. Things seemed to be fine until last night. I came home later than usual around 7 p.m. to find Daniel on the couch, and I could tell that he was on the brink of a breakdown, but by how tense and scared he was. When I sat down beside him, he just grabbed onto me and his entire body was shaking. I didn't say anything and let him calm himself down before I asked him if he was okay and what happened. It turned out that Lisa had come over an hour before and had asked if I was in the house. Daniel said no, and she came inside. She then began making weird comments towards him again, despite Daniel telling her to stop multiple times, and then kissed him without his consent, which triggered a flashback for him. She left soon after. I was livid, but didn't do anything about it immediately as Daniel didn't want me to. This morning, I woke up to find a long string of messages from Lisa claiming that Daniel had kissed her and had been hitting on her for weeks and was faking being gay. I knew this was all BS and cursed her out on it. What? And called her out on it, but for blocking her number. I don't know if I will ever talk to her again, and I feel like such an idiot for not noticing the signs and cutting her off before now. If she tries to come over later, I'm most likely just going to close the door in her face. Daniel is doing okay now, but is incredibly worried about Lisa trying to come over again. I've told him to move the spare key as Lisa knows where it is. Let's just hope this keeps her out. How would y'all handle that situation?
A restraining order?
All right, first of all,
Brandon, that was so mature because I beat Lisa ass.
I was about to say, yo, first of all, like, don't come over here and fuck on my sensitive ass husband, okay?
That part.
Okay.
Poor Daniel.
The fuck? Like,
Poor Daniel.
That poor little tink.
Poor Daniel.
but I'm just
She
saying,
done
nah.
traumatized Daniel all over the fuck again.
She said, nigga, come get this pussy.
Yeah, that's what she did.
You know you want this pussy.
You know, they're pussy. You gotta say it like lies. They're pussy.
They're pussy.
Nah, but it's like, yo, it's fucked up. Nah, but it was fucked up how.
I'll look at it later. Trey, we're recording right now, brother. You're fine.
It was fucked up how it was just messed up how she tried to play it, like how she tried to play it out. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, you tried to play it out like he did. Like, yo, he was fucking with, like, yo, he was fucking around. Like, it was like he tried me. And it's like, bitch, I know my husband.
Yeah.
Like,
that's the audacity for me.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, you're talking to your friend like, yo, she don't know her man. Like,
he.
Oh.
There's two men's friends.
There's two men.
Oh, shit, my bad.
It says only female.
M-E-N-Z.
Oh,
You
shit.
ain't hear the part about her
Right.
saying he's faking being gay?
Right. I'm so sorry. Mm-hmm. That shit went over my head. Anyway.
They ain't go over hers, apparently.
True
She
shit.
was trying to get something in her heart, man. Mama kid.
True shit. But
Brandon, at least to the fuck you list.
No, she want to add the husband to the fuck you list.
nah, Lisa a rapist, bro.
Yeah, at least a predator.
One of the people that can't take no means no, like, for answers.
I don't like it.
Like, sister.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, but then you trying to come at me about my husband? Like you're trying to tell me that he tried you. He tried you. Nah, bitch, you just mad because I like, you know,
He don't want you no more.
He don't dine at the fish market, and you mad. You mad. You try to serve him up salmon, see the salmon, and he like,
I want
okay.
beef.
No, what the?
But yeah, you're a predator, bro. You like, yeah. First
Remember
off,
that scene in Home Alone when Kevin went down to the basement and the furnace cut on and the jaws open? That's what it looks like.
That was Lisa ass.
That's what it looks like to most gay men. You know, he just took off running up the steps.
I'm like,
so she's like, ew, what's that?
no.
It's just coming at you.
No.
You just.
But yeah, Lisa, you need to be restraining order first.
Yeah, restraining order.
As my mature brother,
I would get one of my girlfriends to beat Lisa ass. I'm sorry.
I'm about to say,
she need her
listen.
ass kicked. That was disrespect because after you said something to her the first time, she then came over another time
And tried to make her pay.
again.
Because
then tried to lie.
She's like, I take
Trying
your
to get ahead of
man.
it. I was just saying, I had to fuck Lisa up. I'm like, girl, come on over for dinner. Lisa would have got some. We would have played grip ball. Fuck you, Lisa.
I mean, okay, like my mature brother said,
yes.
You know, first things first, you know, restraining order. Second thing, if you cross that line, bitch, if you cross that line, that's your last step.
At least the thing with I try to be above board, John, because you know I ain't yeah. Anyway, I don't even fuck I was trying to say there. But what I will say is, you at least want to get the police involved because if she's coming over making passes in case she tries to escalate it future.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, yo,
they have record of her doing this stuff.
We're gonna take care of that legally, but if you cross that line, once because that's that's you drawing that line. Like bitch. First time I drew that line, like when I actually stopped making.
No, not.
Meet me.
Bang bang.
That's Lisa driving over to the house.
Yep.
But it's like after we set that line, we struck that back.
Did you want this pussy?
Who was this, like Strong J and Boomerang?
But yeah, yo, fuck that shit, bro.
No,
No,
not
y'all,
literally.
not to be, real serious. Sexual assault is real.
Yes.
People need to understand that it does not just go one way.
No means no.
no.
it's
Period.
also-
Whether you male or female, men can be sexually assaulted. Yes, they can.
And if you are king, say something, bro. Like, you know, and find somebody that's going to support you.
Yep.
Because like I know what it look like, and I know how it looks if a man say something about a woman sexually assaulting him or harassing him. It's like, nigga, your big ass.
They're like, nigga, what?
Your big ass.
Nigga, you gay. You
No.
know, it's crazy that you say that because it takes me back to a thread I came across on Twitter. And Brandon, I'm wondering if you've seen this thread too, where the guy said his stalker finally got arrested. She showed up to his mother's house with lingerie on.
I follow him. I follow him. The big O. Yeah, I follow him.
And people was in the comments calling him gay and all this other stuff like that.
But,
okay, y'all think because y'all want to sleep with any and everything that throw coochie y'all way that everybody wants to. This woman was literally fucking terrorizing this man. After he had been on 2 dates with her? 1 or 2 dates or some shit with her?
I mean,
and
Law
she
and Order
was
did something like that.
terrorizing him.
He said it was for years.
Yeah, for years. And they finally caught her. And he was trying to give restraining orders on this girl.
Yeah,
All
and
kinds
the
of stuff.
police laughed him off. Yeah, they were in the comments calling him man gay, calling him soft, calling him weak.
Law and Order
All
did an
kinds of
episode
shit.
like that where the guy was getting raped by his parole officer. Like, yo,
Oh yeah, I think I remember.
Yo, she was raping him,
remember
and
that.
they were like, yo, why didn't you say anything? He was like, yeah, I went to the police. I went to the police
They laughed
station,
it off.
and
Like, nigga,
they
take this
laughed at
pussy.
me. Like,
Men get sexually assaulted too. Men can be sexually assaulted by women. I don't know why.
Of course.
It's
But
such
they
a
look
fucking
at-
double standard. Even when it comes to if a like. Let's take it here. Even when it comes to when the male teachers are messing with the female students, or he's a pedophile and he's this and he's that. But when it's the other way around, it's female teachers and the male students. Is boy, why you say something? I wouldn't have said shit, nigga.
I mean,
you had a older
shit.
woman. I
Mary
wouldn't have
Kay
said nothing.
Letourneau was a whole pedophile.
Whole, and it wasn't just her. It was a whole bunch of them hoes. And they get slaps on the wrist. They don't get no real time. And it's do you who said something? Why the fuck you say something, nigga? What
Yeah,
you
but
gay?
that's-
Somebody blow up or something nearby.
I hope they
they
say
pra-
grilling in the rain.
They practicing for Thanksgiving with a fried turkey.
Oh
Like,
shit!
blew up the side of the
Set the
house.
back of the house on fire.
Victor was like, woo.
that's a fire.
That's
I
fire.
that bitch looking like Sideshow Bill.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Fire marshal.
Oh
this
shit!
is.
I'm thinking about Sideshow Ball.
Right. Let me tell you something. But yeah, that story with the big O,
Yeah.
that shit was wild.
crazy.
And the girl showed up to his mother's house in lingerie and a
And
trench coat.
lingeries. Ain't had no coat on or nothing. Jesus.
She had been calling him for years, texting him every
But-
time he changed. I don't think he changed his number.
I mean, that
But-
shit is wild though.
Every time he
Like,
blocked her, she called
it's
him
like I
the
His
said,
number again.
Like I said, hey, all my fellas out there, like, listen, y'all got rights and y'all got no means no.
And I don't even think you gave her no dick, so she was going, damn, I'm glad you didn't give me no dick, baby.
Oh, nigga, you gave him some.
Right, there was a similar story I saw on TikTok a few weeks ago where this woman went on a date with this guy. She went on 2 dates with him. Was like
the black lady.
Yeah. I think I sent it to y'all, and she was like, he's not really my type. He cool, but whatever. This man stalked her for years.
Was showing up at her house. She got camera footage, all kinds of shit.
He's showing up at her house. He did all this stuff.
Oh, so Myron from Players Club.
Yeah, every time. But she changed her number. He somehow got her new number every time.
That nigga worked for Bell Atlantic, but
he moved. She moved, and when you register to vote, your address becomes public record.
I don't think that's right. That's not right.
Well, in certain places now, because I actually checked my voter registration recently. Here in Maryland, you have to put in, I think, the last 4 your social now or like some personally identifying information. You can't just go there and type in a name and come up. It pulls up the address. I guess back then you could literally go on the website, type in a name.
I mean, or remember we used to have phone books, bro. So
it wouldn't take much.
Everybody was in the phone book.
Almost everybody, unless you asked to be unlisted.
Yeah.
But so this man terrorized her for years to the point where
it was bad.
He started threatening, like, I'm gonna come in the house and I'm gonna get it from you. Like you can't keep running from me. You can't keep hiding from me. And she actually moved. He still was calling her, trying to find her, and she said he couldn't. The calls kept coming every so often, but he wasn't popping up because again he didn't know where she moved to until she registered to vote. And then when she registered to vote, he figured out where she was and started stalking her. So it actually got to a point where he was threatening her, saying, hey, if you don't give me attention or answer my calls, why you ignore me? If you don't answer my calls, I'm going to come into your house. And whatever. She went to the police, and the police said, well, man, we can't do anything until he actually attempts to do something to you. And she's like, well, this man is calling me. He's harassing me. He's doing all this stuff. But she also said every time the police would try to serve him or try to, like, get him, he would run. He would dodge him every time, and he would text her like, I saw the police when they was coming and I ran. Haha, they can't get me, and I'm about to get you though. So the story ended with him essentially going through with the home invasion at her house. She actually went out to a gun range, started learning how to shoot, and she wouldn't even sleep in her bedroom. She, I guess, set up the house to where her bed, where she slept, was pretty much on the couch next to the front door, near the front door. And of course, with her apartment being dark, I believe, she was like, well, you can't see in my living room. If somebody's coming in, he's going to try to hit straight for the bedroom because that's where he assumed where she's going to be. So one night, she wasn't sleeping, and she heard some stuff outside, and he tried to get in. He got in the door, and she shot him like 3 times.
Yeah, man.
And then he ended up going to like a maybe medium security prison or maximum security prison. And I think he actually ended up getting released a couple of years later, or 2 or 3 years later after being shot.
I mean, yeah, because
the only reason they caught him this time is because the way she shot him, I guess, in his stomach. He basically he just ran, but he collapsed in some bushes like a couple buildings over where she was, and the police were able to find him that way. But she was like, well, yeah, I just basically moved across the country to somewhere else, and then on top of that, I'm traveling through Europe right now, so he can't find me.
My issue, but that shit's crazy. Like, shit, motherfucker. Once you step, like, once I set this, like I was saying about whole boy, like, look, once I set this line, yo, you cross that line, bro. Look, I can't tell you what's gonna happen on the other side, bro. You might lose a limb, you might lose your life. I don't know, but listen, I'm setting my I'm setting my boundaries. Like, I'm setting my line, setting my boundaries, and I think the crazy thing also is it's like, yo, now that's why I don't really fuck with like all right, ring cameras, cool, you know what I'm saying, like the shit on the front door, but that other shit, like I done seen like the videos where people were hacking them and they were talking to the kids inside the house, through like the what's that like the little Google Home and shit like that. Like, nah, fuck that, you know what I'm saying, like, yo, you giving, you know, we're giving like way too much access for motherfuckers to, like, you know, for people to find us and do things. Like, yo, we are like now, because like shit like that make you feel like, yo, you can never really like get away from a person. A motherfucker can always find you. Like, ladies, go get your gun licenses. You got a right to defend yourself. While you bullshitting, my one of the teachers that I used to work with, she got a program called Girl and a Gun, and they teaching women how to they teaching women gun safety and how to use the gun and everything. Use
Well,
gun
they're
and
not trying
shoot.
to let me get my gun license because I got a medical marijuana card, but I'm gonna get that bitch up. Cause yeah.
Do y'all remember the movie that came out years ago? This was maybe almost 30 years ago at this point. It was called Fear with Reese Witherspoon and Mark
Yeah, I remember that
Wahlberg.
one.
I think so.
Where
Marky Mark.
Yeah, back when he was, I think he had just transitioned
Marky
over
Mark.
from Marky Mark to Mark Wahlberg. And I guess he met her somehow. She was in high school. He was maybe like a couple years older than her. They started dating. She lost her virginity to him. She turned him down, and he started stalking her. Mm-hmm. It was to the point where her father was, their parents were trying to keep him away from her because they saw like dark energy like with him. And I remember never forget this one scene where he finally decided, him and his friends decided to like get into the house to try to get her to like run away, they kidnap her basically. And this was back in like the early 90s. They had like a you know how nowadays a lot of these locks have like pink, like you can type a code in and the door unlocks. And the father was like, I fortified the house. We should be good to go. He can't get to the front door. I guess they had an axe or they were trying to get the thing. And she was like, Dad, David knows the code. And he was like, bitch.
How the fuck? All right.
Yeah, but I said all that to say I'm one of those people, and again, thank God ain't nobody stalking my ass, but I refuse to get one of those Wi-Fi enabled locks where you can unlock your front door from your phone or type in the code and unlock the thing.
Yeah.
I don't have Google Home. I don't have any of that stuff in my house because again, as technologically savvy as I personally am, for me some of that stuff is like too much.
Yeah.
My stuff's too
I
much.
get it.
I'm the same way. No, I'm the same way. It's like I like all the new gadgets and shit. Like I like looking at it.
Yeah.
But I never put that shit in my motherfucking house. Fuck that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though like Xfinity to do the cameras and all that, it's like, nah, I don't need it. Like I don't need it. Like I don't need it. Shit, when I seen him on Blackish, he was looking in the refrigerator to see what was in the refrigerator. I'm like, nigga. Like, all right, y'all.
That was cool though.
Right. I was like, all right. We don't need them all around the house though. But I'm saying,
Just put one in the fridge.
Yeah, if I can.
With a light, so when you turn it on, the light turns on in
like,
the fridge.
if I can see what's in there before I go down there, like, all right, bet. That's cool.
Juice. We got some juice left. Hold on.
Yeah, right. Like that. That's
I see
all right,
no juice.
but-
I'll be back.
Like second shelf, dang, right there.
Right
But
there.
yeah,
That
protect yourself. Like protect yourself at all
Definitely.
costs.
At all costs.
Because like
Because it ain't just men, y'all.
yeah, some
Fucking
women like
crazy too.
yeah, and you think that the nigga like yo, these women dangerous, bro. They like
yeah.
we on like some men only got a one
People are
track.
crazy.
I'm just saying, men like usually men got the one track mind, but yo, the woman is like,
I'm not going to be ignored, Dan.
it's bruh.
You want some rabbit stew?
The bitch come in your motherfucking house and like yo, she
Take you to
taking
the
pictures in
king,
your bed, nigga, like with your ties and shit, bro. Like nah. And then get that bad Beyonce acting.
Oh shit.
What's next, Shauna?
All right, so this one I'm gonna switch over to Twitter because Brandon sent me this thread one day last week, and I thought the shit was hilarious.
What did I send you?
And that's a story time thread.
This nigga like when
And people,
I'll be forgetting. I'm old, Joe.
people specifically gay guys are given the pettiest reasons that they stop dating somebody or stop talking to somebody.
oh shit, what's that
remember
X?
So I think we telling stories. We gonna tell a few of these stories. Some of them are just answers. They're short and stuff like that. But I thought this was really funny. All right, so this one was they stopped dating a guy because he had brown gums and brown toenails. So somebody said, I ain't gonna hold you, but that sounds like kidney failure.
Oh no!
Another one said they stopped dating the person because the person slept with a CPAP machine.
Come on, yo.
So somebody was like, how you gonna hate somebody for trying to breathe?
That's not his fault.
You gotta see that, yo. That's fucked up.
What you saying? You want me to die?
Right, yo.
Not me. I don't have a CPAP machine. My breathing is good, but yeah.
Someone said, I stopped dating him because I really didn't like his nudes. He would send me his butthole and I was so turned off.
Oh yeah, people send whole pics. I mean,
I was about to ask you, that's a thing.
oh yeah.
Wow. So
I mean,
it's just
I
like
mean,
a
it's
woman
di-
sending a picture of her vagina, right? It's the same thing.
Dick pics, booty pics, and hole pics.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you something.
Sometimes you see want to see what the goods look like before you.
I mean, you ain't
But
wrong.
but most men don't be most men don't be looking for the vagina pics. They just want the titty pics, or maybe yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You get to think about that for a second.
Yeah, they want to know if it's tame or if he got he a little wilderness wilderness explorer. He got to be a wilderness explorer, bro.
Not the wild throwing berries.
Hello, my name is Russell.
You stupid. This one says he called himself a stylist and then wore the most atrocious outfit on our first date. Like, that's super fucking petty.
Well,
That's super petty. Okay, here's this one. He kept calling me by my Twitter handle. Not by my name, not by my nickname, but my full online Twitter handle.
I mean,
that's some weird shit.
This one says, on our first date, he wouldn't stop complaining about the texture of his ice cream and was rude to the server. The whole night, he kept going on and on about the ice cream to where he couldn't focus on our conversation or be present in the moment. How do you complain about the texture of ice cream? I'm confused.
It could be freezer burned.
That's true, too.
Or it could have like fruit or like mixins in it.
How long of a fucking... Did you not know that before you ordered
Could you imagine? Let's say we out having a conversation.
Yeah.
So like, how was work today? You know, work was real good. You know, that fucking ice cream,
bro, like,
was
what
fucking
the
freezer
fuck?
burn, and it just
I just can't believe it. I just can't believe this fucking ice cream.
It was the color of the post-it note I had on my desk, and it made me think about the fucking ice cream we had at fucking Cold Stone. I am be fucking fuddled. You know what?
Not be fucking fuddled.
Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That shit will fuck with me. Like yo, Freddie, you still talking about the ice cream, nigga? Like, when did you have that?
This guy said he met somebody online. They met in person, and the person snorted cocaine and was built like a cinnamon stick. How is one built like a cinnamon stick exactly? I'm sitting here trying to picture that in my mind. Cinnamon sticks are
Like a churro?
like cinnamon sticks are just like
Long and skinny?
So my thing is, was he?
Oh, a cinnamon stick.
Yeah.
Oh, like actual, the actual piece of cinnamon. Yeah.
But
I was like a cinnamon roll.
Is it
I was
My
like a cinnamon
question
roll.
to that was
Is it like
he
wide at the
built
top?
like a cinnamon stick, or was
He's just like in a spiral.
he
He's-
built like a cinnamon stick? Is where I'm thrown off at. I need clarification.
The world may never know.
You know?
Because I mean, some people like them slim and trim. Because
Like wide,
Right. So that's
wide
what's
at the
throwing me
top,
off.
like Verro, narrow. It's like it's not an hourglass.
you know what? Me can't.
Me can't do
Me
it.
can't.
Hey, yo said he snorted cocaine.
Yeah. No,
He said he was
No,
trying
but
to
no,
pop
that
it.
makes me think of another story. This guy said literally that he. No, I'm sorry, it was a woman. She met this guy. They had, went out on a few dates or whatever, and she decided to go home with him. She said, one thing led to another. They did what they did, bop, 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 bop. And he literally got up and sat on the side of the bed, went to the bathroom, came back, sat on the side of the bed. She saw him, fiddling in his drawer. She heard the sound of a lighter. She think maybe he went to smoke a blunt or cigarette. This nigga was smoking a pipe.
This nigga had crack.
Yes, a crack pipe. Not no, yeah, like.
Speaking.
She said he turned around and was like, "You want to hit this?" She was like, "Fuck no!" And she said, "Gotta put her shit in." She said he kept calling her like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Like, nigga, you're a whole fucking crackhead. What the fuck you mean? You don't just spring some shit like that on nobody. Like, I can see if you put a blunt out or something.
No,
but this nigga,
I asked you, did you like the party?
Party with a capital T is crystal meth. I mean, that's a whole nother type of party.
not with
like
a
the
capital
party.
T though.
Child.
God damn it, we gonna party. You want
So
that night?
one of my mutuals on Twitter.
Please, the voice is killing me.
One of my mutuals on Twitter had a viral tweet that popped up because he talked about getting sucked off by a guy who smoked a crack pipe before.
He watched him do it and then let him.
Yeah.
I know you fucking lying.
Yeah.
Got off on good foot. Hey,
Bring the dick over here.
Hey, no.
He probably sucked that nigga down to the bone. Do you hear me?
Bring it over.
Let's bring it over. Oh, man. I used to work.
I just the way people were flaming him. I think that tweet had over 1 million views because it's like I saw that tweet on Instagram. I saw it on Facebook. Yeah. Because it's like you let somebody smoke crack in your house, or maybe he went to their house, but they hit the pipe and was like he was like the head was good, so I was like.
You know I party.
I guess the throat was loose then.
He gummed this shit out of there. He smoked his teeth out, bro.
Oh no. Let me see if I can find this. Jesus. Jesus.
I mean, I heard from somebody that good gum be getting. Listen.
It was this lady on Instagram.
Oh man.
That dude. Oh man.
Don't read the name, but read the tweet.
I had a nigga come into my room, sit in my bed, light a crack pipe like it was a Newport 100. He gave me some of the best head ever. So hey, do whatever suits you. Just don't expect me to partake if it's not my choice of drug. I would have took that to my grave, but okay.
Nah. He needed the world to know.
I can't.
That crackhead gave him the best head of his life. You know what?
Crack? You're smoking crack?
That explains a lot, yo. That explains why these drug dealers be frequenting like that one, you know, they like the old ladies be out there. And they be like, nah, leave her alone. I love her.
Like I said when we started doing the podcast very early on, I think us growing up in Baltimore and being around a lot of people or seeing people strung out on drugs, just out and about, having family members who may or may not have dabbled in drugs and been on different substances.
Everybody like to party.
Shit, not me. It's so weird to see our generation's take, or people who are our age, not from Baltimore, maybe from different parts of the country, or just in general, like people's attitudes about drug use. It's interesting to me. Again, y'all know I barely drink. I've never smoked before. I barely drink, so you know I don't judge shit. Live and let live. I don't yuck nobody's young, baby. If you want to smoke, you want to shoot up, you want to smoke a little coke, live your life. They ain't got nothing to do with me. But I just find it really interesting, like our generation and younger people, you know, recreational drug use and just like stuff that people do.
But you know, I mean, yeah, shit, because we seen it so much. Like, we seen it so much. It's just like, yo, we kind of like oblivious to it. Not oblivious to it, but we used to it. Because when I was in Georgia, like, I was working at the restaurant. My manager would go in the office, shut the door, and all you hear is, and he came back out and like, hit them lights. Cause the restaurant that we worked at, they would dance, like they do line dances or whatever throughout the just to keep the morale up with the service. So he would come back, he'd go in there, and they be like, I think something going on. I said, no, you snorting cocaine. Like, that's cocaine, bro. They was like, what? I was like, that's a cocaine high. Cause as soon as he come out, hit them lights, and he dancing, he doing the cha-cha slide and the electric slide. And the little duck, that duck chicken dance, bro. My man be gone for the night. Then come back in the kitchen wilding, like running a mile a minute. I need the food for table number 38. Like, bro, like chill, dude. They were like,
some people are functioning addicts.
No, but that's what I told him. I was like, okay, this y'all first time saying this. All right, cool. Don't even worry about it. Look. He gonna run right now because that shit going that he gonna be like Speedy Gonzalez, and he gonna chill out. He gonna chill out in about an hour. They was like, an hour, that's too long. I said, shit. All he gonna do is just turn the music on, let him dance. He came back sweating. I was like, yeah, he coming down. All right, yeah, we chilling.
What do you think, Shauna? Like after reading the tweet that you literally just read, and just thinking about like people in drug use. Like, what are your thoughts on it? Just like our generation and younger, and just like recreational drug use.
I feel like that they are making it okay to be a drug addict now. Like I've never seen so many proud drug addicts in my life. And
I
maybe
like
because
that.
we were younger when that epidemic of drugs hit our family.
With crack and
with the crack in the 80s, and we were born in the 80s. So with the crack and being somebody who had two parents who were previously addicted to drugs, I feel some type of way about it. Back then, you were shamed for being a drug addict. You get what I'm saying? Nowadays, like they are openly talking about it. They openly talking about doing shrooms and popping mollies and oxys and perks and all of this stuff. Like it's popular now.
Yeah,
It's popular. Or like I remember reading this thread a while back, and on the thread they were talking about somebody had made a video. It was a comedy video. The guy made a video, and he said when you at a party and somebody says how Ernst said earlier, everybody ready to party. That shit, and they pull out a white bag, and he said he showed himself electric sliding towards the door, and they're walking out the door because he got a bottle of Hennessy in his hand. He like, nigga, I ain't a drink. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing.
Oh, you ain't came to party. Yeah, look, you ain't come to party now. Let's go.
It's like the people in the comments was like, oh, if you don't know how to party, just say that or something. Oh, you sitting there with Hennessy in your hand, but you right about somebody snorting coke.
Yeah.
Yeah, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, that's a big difference between snorting coke and having a cocktail every once in a while, or you know what I'm saying. There's a big fucking difference.
I also feel like that. When it's like, yo,
both of them can kill you eventually.
Like,
but it depends on how much you fucking drinking. But if you hit too much coke in one motherfucking night, you might not wake up, bitch.
True shit.
And the shit is laced too. A lot of times they take this shit with fentanyl. That happened to one of my friends. He relapsed. He was clean for years. Relapsed. Snorted some fucking coke. They found this nigga dead in his car.
Oh my God.
Because it was laced with fentanyl.
I think it also
all them years he had been clean.
But I think it also said. It's a test like yo, your drug of choice is not my drug of choice, bro. Like, nigga, like,
Y'all
look,
like, what's the difference in crack and weed, bitch? A
whole lot, motherfucker. Like the hell, like, nigga, like, listen, it's medicinal.
I never smoked a blunt and went into a rage. That's all I'm saying. Hungry, happy, sleepy, bitch.
Right, but I think that
I'm yum yum. That's it.
But I do think that, like, Brandon, right, though, it's the all right, so weed has always been a thing. Like weed has always been like the recreational drug of choice.
Reefer.
Like, and if anybody, true shit.
Dope.
Right.
And they're smoking it dope.
Or no, like, let me hit that doobie.
Not a doobie.
A joint.
You know what I mean? But it's that. It's like, yo, all right, so it gets to the point where it's though, like, we edibles with THC, smoking and everything, smoking weed, and then it's like, yo, but then people look down on those people that use marijuana as their drug of choice, and it's like, yo, your shit is harder than whatever the fuck we doing.
Yeah.
Like, that shit can really kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you don't know what the fuck is in that.
Yeah, I better leave that booger sugar alone.
You know what I'm saying? But it's the judgment. But then the other people,
Bobby
they
smoked
use
his
it.
mouth crooked. Y'all better leave that shit alone.
But it's funny because it's like, yo, people use it, like, they use these drugs so much because in order to function. Like, yo, you can't, like, I can't do anything unless they can't do anything unless they
first thing in the morning.
Pop a Molly. They can't do anything unless they
Pop a
they
Molly, I'm
snort.
sweating, bitch. That's a problem. Weed ain't never made you sweat. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it just made you
I ain't never sweated over no weed.
But we all know people that
have
have to smoke before they eat, when they get up in the morning before they go to sleep. They have to literally smoke all day, every day.
Yeah, they take it. They take it like a
cocaine having no medical, probabilities. That's all I'm saying.
It's interesting you said that, because I actually saw an article, I think this is in the New York Times sometime last year, about microdosing, like illicit drugs. Like, it was cocaine, it was like heroin, and there's people literally microdosing those types of more illicit drugs, or class B, schedule B, whatever the terminology is, drugs that are like hard drugs. It was a black college professor. I think he taught it, like, he was a teacher at NYU or some school in New York, and he talked about how he microdosed heroin and was like, it helps me stay alert, it helps me focus. I
think heroin is considered an upper.
Yeah, heroin and meth is they the uppers.
I find it was interesting because I was like, like we said earlier, when you talk about drug use and everything, you think of like from the people we've seen growing up, nodding off, not hitting the ground, family members getting high, looking disheveled, stuff in the house going missing. But then to flip it and see how
my motherfucking radio.
I had $15 in my. I had like a whole piggy bank full of change. Well, the thing broke and empty on the floor.
Steal your toenail clippings if they think they get some money off them bitches.
But to hear the perspective now, to see how drug use is not necessarily glorified in music, possibly, but at least people are more open and upfront with, hey, this is what I do, or we're friends, and I do this openly in front of you, or it's fine. And then to also see the perspective of people microdosing to see like you're actually deriving a benefit, like I guess a personal benefit from the use, and you're not strung out on it. You're just like taking such a small quantity of it. It's wild.
Just like a lot of the medication that they give people who have like ADHD and stuff like Trey. I've spoken about Trey having ADHD and the medication that they put him on. I had to show my ID to get that medication from the pharmacy. Because they say that they take that and mix it with other shit and create drugs. And I was like, what? I said, what the fuck get my son off this shit then?
But they do that. What was it called?
Adderall?
Sudafed?
No, he was on Focalin.
But shit.
It's similar.
All right.
But remember, people were doing this shit with Sudafed, with his amphetamines in it. You gotta show
ID.
Scan ID.
Your birthday, scan your ID, and you can only buy so many at one fucking time. I went to the store one day to get us some cold medicine. I forgot what I was buying us. And they said, you got your ID, bitch, for what?
No, but you know what's crazy?
And when she told me, I said, oh my God, okay, sis, there you go, because we ain't doing that, nigga. We just trying to be unstuffed.
But okay. Think about that, though. But think about it. Like Brandon just said, like, yo, niggas spoke, yo.
Going to sleep.
What if some of this shit...
You right, Boots?
I'm trying to jam it. I need a pillow for my booty.
But what if the drugs was just meant to microdose? Like that hard shit, like heroin and shit was it was just meant to microdose, and like that person, like the person, whoever took it was like, all right, you take.
I like this feeling.
Right, and then you just keep going and going, and it's like, yo, that wasn't what it was meant for. It was meant for you to microdose, and you can just focus on whatever it is,
or heighten your senses, right? And be like,
Like, yo, nigga, that was a superpower, motherfucker. Like,
not a superpower.
The thing is, I know people. This is kind of we would have to plan this ahead of time, but I know people who use drugs, like other drugs outside of weed, beyond weed, recreationally. And I would love to get their perspective on like.
I think I know a couple.
What they do, and of course, if we have to, they put the special voice up on the foot, so that people can't figure out who it is. If they want to keep the identity secret.
I've been smoking since I was 9 years old.
Right.
But to see this, the perspective of like what it does for them. Jesus. To see the perspective of what it does for them, how it makes them feel.
Get her, yo. Get him.
And on that note, we're going to take another commercial break because this nigga's going off the deep end. We will be right back, y'all. We back, sweet Jesus, Mary, Mother, Joseph.
But, now it is something that I do want to try.
What, like, shrooms?
Ayahuasca. I think
ayahuasca.
Yeah. I mean, because
that's a hallucinogen, isn't it? It makes you hallucinate.
Yeah, I think so.
I've never heard of it.
They do that in Mexico,
not Peru.
Okay.
Oh, Peru.
It's all of it. Yeah, it's a whole it's a whole thing, and they say that it's a whole experience. But then some people say that like sometimes you don't necessarily want to do it because then you might remember past trauma that you might have blocked out or whatever. But it made it interesting to me. Yeah. Like it made it interesting to me because like it's a whole ceremony. Like, but then I'm like.
You in the middle of the fucking Peruvian desert trip.
Right. Like it's like yo, when the fuck am I going to go to Peru, yo? Be in that bitch flapping wings like Pat.
Y'all stupid.
Only you.
Sometimes you gotta suffer.
Suffer.
On my own. Why did it end this way? No, really. Why did it end this way? I don't know.
But it is amazing. Like it's amazing that that like go like you just said, like sometimes like if you microdose, the shit works for how you works the way that you need it
It's
to.
supposed to.
And I do find it funny that I do find it crazy that we as humans, we abuse the shit, like we overuse it, because now we're chasing like that. I believe that some of the crackheads, like, they chasing that first high.
But the thing is, just drug addicts in general, they want that first
time that they was on, and it was like, oh my god, that was amazing.
So you take more to keep that high
And
going.
it's like,
So-
you can't.
But I think we know, like, a lot of drugs that people, because like you said, the drugs people abuse in certain quantities, they have medicinal purposes. Like fentanyl.
They give it to you in the hospital, give it to you the right way. It works for other.
Yeah. But if you take too much of it, shit'll kill you. And I think if you take that much of it, shit'll kill you. Like,
Till you dead.
Yeah.
kill you dead. All right,
That man woke up dead.
that's interesting.
Not woke up dead.
That's interesting. We should have a conversation. That. Okay. All right, Shauna, what we getting into next?
All right, so this is probably gonna be the last story, I guess, for this episode.
Okay.
All right, so this one actually came from a Reddit update thread, but the whole story is on here. So the title is, "My ex-wife came out as a lesbian and left me and my daughters 3 years ago, and now she's back."
Someone
All right,
once told
so
me.
it starts with, how do I start this? Well, 3 years ago, my wife came out as lesbian. We've been together for many years. In fact, our oldest daughter was 14 at the time, and our youngest was 10. Our life was good. Both me and my wife worked, so we had stable finances, and I thought we were happy. That was until one evening my wife sat us down and explained that she was in love with a female colleague from her workplace and that she wants to be with her. She said that she was sorry, but she had to find out who she was, and that would only be possible if she left her old life behind her. Blah blah blah. The typical breakup nonsense. Okay. On that day, she left us and cut all contact. For me and my daughters, the world fell apart. I knew that I now had to take care of my daughters all by myself. I was in a state of depression.
Girl a message said I'm coming home.
Y'all so stupid.
That I'ma be alone.
I was in a state of depression for a long time, but I kept fighting for my daughters.
That's a song for the
Every attempt to contact my ex-wife failed. Luckily, I found a much better paying job that made it possible for me to give them the world. My daughters have good grades in school, and I knew that our life would soon be better again. But once in a while, when I took my youngest daughter to bed, she asked if I would leave them just like their mom.
Damn.
I hugged her and gave her a kiss on the forehead and promised her that I would never leave them and that I loved them more than anything in the world. I was so angry at my ex-wife because she was the one that gave her those feelings. I wonder if she ever realized what she had done to our daughters. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, my daughters and I sat in the living room and I told them that because Christmas month was already next month, they should write down what they want for Christmas. My oldest daughter is now 17 and my youngest is 13. While they were busy writing, the doorbell rang. And I wondered who it was. When I opened the door, I froze in shock. It was my ex-wife with a big smile on her face. She said she was happy to see me and she tried to hug me, but I refused to hug her. My oldest daughter then came up behind me and asked who it was, and when she saw her mother, her facial expression immediately changed. I've never seen her so angry. My ex-wife tried to apologize and she wanted to hug her, but my daughter pushed her away and shouted at her to leave and that she never wanted to see her again. Then my youngest daughter also joined us. She just got angry too, turned around and went to her bedroom, and then my oldest daughter followed her to comfort her. From the look on her face, I figured she was ashamed, as she should be. I asked what she wanted. She said that the last 3 years weren't good years for her. She constantly thought of her daughters and wanted to see them again, but for some reason she never came by because she was expecting this exact response from them. But she guessed that she deserved this. She asked if I could talk to them. I told her that I could tell them that she was sorry and let them decide, but I would not push them into doing anything that they don't want to.
Right.
She was okay with that and left. She also left me her new number to contact her.
Girl.
I then went into my daughter's room. She cried in my arm. She was crying in the arms of her older sister. I told them what their mom had told me. I told them that if they wanted to meet her, they could do that. I would be okay with it. My oldest daughter said that she cannot forgive her for doing what she did, and that I was everything that they needed. It felt good to hear this, really good. I always thought that being a single parent would mean that I might never be enough for my children. Hearing this made me so happy. My youngest daughter then said that she always thought she missed her mom, but now that she has seen her again, she never wants to see her again. I texted my ex-wife about that. She read it, but she didn't respond. But she didn't give up that easily. She showed up to the house once more while my daughters played ping pong outside. I was in the living room watching TV when I suddenly heard loud shouting outside the house. I immediately got up and went out there and saw my oldest daughter arguing with my ex-wife. My oldest daughter shouted at her that she had no idea what she had done to me. She told her about how depressed I was and everything I went through. This was kind of surprising because I wanted my daughters to feel secure with me, so I never told them of my depression and the suffering I went through.
Kids always send stuff and they always know and pick up on it.
Then she continued how she felt over the years knowing that her mother had left her and that she'll never forgive her. My 13-year-old was crying while that happened, so I hugged and comforted her, but I also didn't want to interfere because if my oldest daughter wanted to tell her mother anything, I'm not going to stop her just to protect my ex-wife's feelings.
Fair.
Overall, she never cared about our feelings either. And after she was done, she came hugging me as well. And I told my ex-wife she should leave us alone once and for all. If she ever showed up here again, we would get a restraining order. She left with tears in her eyes. Well, that was 3 days ago and she hasn't showed up again so far. I just hope she leaves us alone. My daughters made it very clear they don't want to have anything to do with her. I wanted to give them the opportunity to meet their mother again because if there's any chance that my children have a mother again, I don't want to stay in their way. But I'm glad they didn't give her the chance. I don't know if it makes me a bad person to think this, but I also don't think that my ex-wife deserves to be with my daughters again. So I hope the last encounter delivered the message. There were a couple edits to this. Okay, so the first edit was I'm sorry.
Let them use you.
No, I lost my spot for a second, guys. All right, so the first edit said, wow, this really blew up. Thank you for all your support. I read all of your comments, and I'm so thankful for all the positivity. For everyone who wonders, yeah, my daughters went to therapy, and so did I. But I'm afraid the progress we've made could be destroyed by her sudden appearance. So then the second edit said, thanks for the gold. I never expected this to explode the way it did, but thank you so much for all your support. I appreciate it. But I still want to clarify something because I read a few times while going through the comments. I have never had a problem with her being gay. Her sexuality isn't something she can control. I had a problem because she could have explored her sexuality and been a loving and caring mother.
Exactly.
I do not think that she's going to try anything, but if she does, I'm going to keep you guys updated. By the way, since this post already blew up so insanely, I figured that I'll show it to my daughters as well, so they probably would have found it anyway. We appreciate you guys. You are an amazing community. So as of this story actually was from last year. So here's another update.
Recent?
This one actually was from November of 2022. The original story was early 2022.
Okay.
So this update was from November of 22. And it says, I actually thought about not using this account anymore, but I promised you guys an update, so here I am. She appeared again, but luckily not at the house. I think about what's the best way to describe what happened that day. Let's just say it could also be a part of one of those badly written stereotypical drama series. My younger daughter came home today with a mad look on her face, and when I asked what was wrong, she started explaining. It all started when my younger daughter got out of school today. Usually she just walks home, but this time my ex-wife waited for her at the exit. She tried to ghost her, but she was stubborn and refused to let her go just like that. She offered her a ride home. My daughter refused, but she insisted. She prepared herself for running away, but before she could, my ex-wife made her an offer. She would give her a ride home and would try to explain everything to her. If she still didn't want to see her again after that, she'll never show up again. My daughter figured that this could be the best opportunity to get rid of her, so she accepted. Now here comes the interesting part. She wouldn't drive her home exactly. She just drove around town for a while telling her story. According to my daughter, she broke up with her girlfriend after 1 year of her relationship because they had too many different interests. She said that while she tried to live her life, she constantly had her daughters in her mind. She said she went to North Carolina because she deleted the numbers and she hoped that this would help her start a new life with her girlfriend. She spent the last 2 years in a depression because she figured she couldn't live without her babies around and that she deeply regrets leaving them and that her life was a total mess. She could understand if my daughters hated her, but she would try to make everything right if they would just give her a chance. And then my daughter basically, How I Met Your Mother her and asked her that what would have happened if her relationship and her life was successful and if her and her older sister are just a constellation prize.
Ooh.
Quick intervention from me at this point. I was so proud at my daughter. I'm proud of my daughter at this moment. She is 13 and yet she is so mature and intelligent.
Yeah, man.
I love her. My daughter told me that this question made her really mad and apparently she accused me of poisoning them against her. Funny because I never talked bad about her with my daughters. Of course I was angry for a long time, so I said a few things about her to my co-workers, but never to my daughters.
Right.
She is still the mother of my children overall.
Right.
My daughter said that when she got out of the car, she affirmed her that she would never be seeing her again, and my ex-wife just nodded and then drove away. My daughter asked me if we could do anything so she stays away because she doesn't expect her to keep her promise. I called for my older daughter and my younger daughter explained to her what happened as well. Then I asked them if I should get the restraining order and I explained to them what that would mean and what would happen, and then they said yes. So yeah, this is what I'm going to do. I know that a few people might think that this is harsh, but it's not like I didn't warn her. If anything happens again, I will keep you updated. So that was the last update. So what y'all think about that? I always pre-read these questions before I bring them to y'all. And
You can't abandon people and then expect them to welcome you back with open arms.
Agreed.
When you decide to circle back. And it goes for parents, friends, family, relationships, whatever. I personally don't understand. I could see, again, leaving the husband because you had a revelation about your sexuality, but your children are your children.
Yep.
Yeah, shit to do with that.
Right. And the fact that you, like the daughter literally asked her, and I'm glad you brought the question up. If the situation had worked out with you and your girlfriend, would
then what?
You would be standing here right there in front of us?
That was a good fucking question.
But that's how I feel with it. I feel like, I feel like that's all about Ginger. Like, someone, you thought the grass was green on the other side. You took a visit, and it was the exact same shit that you was dealing with your relationship, but with your husband. But now you with this woman, you thought the shit was probably gonna be sweet. And this woman may or may not have laid that out. Like, you coming with me, you got to leave them behind.
You're not happy. I can make you happy.
Even if you coming with me, you got to leave them behind.
But even still, why would you choose a person over your children?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not.
Question.
It's not as. But the thing is, what I've learned over the last like few years, it's not as hard as people think it is.
It's not.
Like, it's not. I've seen
it's not as hard or it's not as easy.
No, nigga, it's not as hard. Like, people.
Oh, well.
Like, and it hurts me to say. Like, it hurts me to say that it is some people out here that will. They will put another person. They'll put another person over their children, and they've done it. They've done it for years, and to the point where as though now, like, the kids is like, the kids find it hard. The child finds it hard to build relationships because they didn't have that. They didn't have that, and it's like, you put your kids through some trauma. Like, they probably dealt with some shit.
Abandonment.
What you leaving, and then they might not have been able to forge actual friendships
and they
or
girls.
build exactly. Then good thing they had their dad who tried, who Danny Tannered the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? To try to be everything like mom and dad, but. It's like, you come out the blue because your shit didn't work out.
Because it didn't work out. Yep.
Your life that this new life that you thought was going to be sunshine and rainbows was actually was like a typhoon, monsoon type shit. And it's like, the person that you was with wasn't for you. So you try to come back now. Now you're coming back to talk. You know, thinking that shit's sweet, and it's like, yo, they don't want you. Like, I've been doing this, like, we've been doing this long without you, yo. We don't need you. Like, I needed you then. I needed you at 13. What's that? 13, 14?
They were 10 and 14 when she left, and now they're 13 and 17.
Like, yo, I needed you when I was 14, going through, and like 14, 10 and 14, that's puberty. And hormones just raging and your body going out of control and you trying to figure out shit. And it's just some things that a father can't tell his daughters, like, because he don't know. And it's like, yo, I needed you then. Like, I don't need you now. Like, I done got through the shit.
Right.
My Will Smith shit. Why you don't want me? You know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, yo, you ain't want me. Be good. And I appreciate the father.
Girl, fuck you.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the father going to them with it before he actually made the decision, asking them, you know, and giving them the outline of what can happen or what's gonna happen with that. And it's like, yo, are y'all okay with that? Like, this is gonna happen. Like, you know, if I get this restraining order, that means like we can't see her. Like, you can't see her anymore, like, and all that. And it's like, are you okay with that? And they, you know, they's like, all right, cool.
But the crazy thing, I knew that she was going to accuse the father of turning them against her.
But
I saw that coming.
Right. That's always the go-to.
That's the go-to.
That's her lack of accountability.
It's not. No, it's not. I wouldn't say it's like a lack of accountability. I would call it guilt. It's like, yo, you know what you did. Like, no, you're accountable for what you did. But it's the idea, it's that denial of like, yo, you say that shit to make it, you know, to make yourself feel better. Like, you say that shit to make yourself feel better in the situation. Like, yo, it's the father, and it's like, and then when you hear that it was actually them, oh, that shit hurts. That hurt way more than anything that the father can do to you. Yep. Like, it's like, nah, baby, they don't want you. I try to give you a chance. I try to extend that olive branch for you, but they don't want you. And because they don't want you,
you can't force it. You can't force it.
Because they don't want you, I gotta respect what they want. I gotta do what's best for the girls, and what's best for them is
not having your ass around.
They don't want you.
Girl, fuck you.
Now, who's to say maybe in a few years they may come around after they mature and get older and are able to have distance from the situation, because people do that.
I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. If you do get a restraining order, you can lift the restraining order. Correct?
I believe so.
All right, then
and they expire. They don't last forever.
Right, because it could be maybe. Let's say they're still
you gotta
young.
do that shit.
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Who's to say maybe in 5 or 10 years when the girls are growing out the house and they've had some life experience and they may be able to relate to their mother better,
and they go find a Yana.
They may want to circle back and say, okay, mom, now I'm in a better place. Before I was angry because you left us, but now as an adult who's gone through my own shit, I can it doesn't absolve you, but I can understand your reasoning for doing what you did.
You know what's crazy? That's actually how I carry my dad. Like, he, you know, I mean, when I was like middle school, he wasn't the best. Like, I ain't talked to him for a while, and then just like, then I finally got to talk to him. I want to say probably like a month before my wedding, and it's like, we cool.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like at my cousin's wedding, me and him, you know, we sat down over a bottle of tequila, and you know, we just like talked and we hashed it out, and it's like, and I try my best to like, you know, like at least open myself up to like conversations or whatever. Like, if I call him, he's trying and he wants to. You know, he understands that he wasn't the best, like, you know, back then, and I understand that, you know, he had complications. You know what I mean? And he, like, you know, he reached out to me. He's trying to reach out to my other brother, but you know, he ain't having it, but that's just how he feels in the moment. And I explained it to him, and like, yo, he, like, you gotta wait for him to come around. Even that shit take, you know, to your deathbed, my nigga. You gotta let that, you know what I mean, you gotta let that be where it's at.
Some people won't ever be ready. And when you treat people like that, people have the right to respond the way they feel.
And that was the thing. And it's like, and the one thing I can say about my father is that he understands that he wasn't there for us, and he was like, I can't make up for it. I can't do nothing about what happened then, and I can't do nothing about any of that. But I'm here, I'm here if you want me, I'm here if you want me now. And it's and I'm cool. Matter of fact, just called him for his birthday the other day. You know what I'm saying?
But that speaks to you and your personality, to where you don't hold on to shit. As long as I've known you've never held on to anything, at least not more than a couple of hours. And then it's all right, well, fuck it, I'm over it. It's chills.
It is what it is.
Yeah. So I think you would be amenable to that type of setup. But like you said, your brother's no.
I need, like I said about the daughters, I needed you then, you wasn't there. Don't try to come now, don't try to come now. And, he 3 kids in, and it's they still that side of the family still hasn't physically seen them, and it's
he has 3 kids besides you and your brother.
No.
Including you.
I'm talking about my brother.
Oh,
yeah, my brother 3 kids
in, and they still haven't seen his 3 kids.
They haven't seen them physically. They see him on they see him on Facebook and all that, but whenever he posts, but it's he right now, I believe that he still hasn't forgiven him.
Yeah.
He acknowledges it, he acknowledges that he did what he did, and he acknowledges that he wasn't there, but he's at
That's
that.
his right.
He's at that. He at that point where it's I don't need it. I don't need it.
Yeah.
But and I'm he tell me all the time, he was you better than me.
Unfortunately, that's the risk you take when you mistreat people, when you abandon your kids, when you leave families behind. And granted, like I said earlier, you going through stuff, having an addiction, having mental health issues, doesn't absolve you from the end result of what could result from that.
It just makes it a little bit more understandable
for some people. For some people, they don't care, and they say, well, regardless of what you was going through, you still should have been there.
I mean, yeah, true shit. So I think that as we get older, like you said, as we get older and we understand,
perspective changes a lot.
But I mean, that's basically what it is, and.
Yep.
I mean, it's I ain't saying we the best, we best of friends or nothing.
But you're open to at least communicating.
Yeah,
with him.
I call him, and I can call him, and he actually want me to come hang out with him. I was nah.
I don't know about all that, bro.
I don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? But I might, I might pop up, pop up down the crib or whatever.
Let's plan. I know we've talked about this before, but I think I can announce it now. We're gonna try to have at the top of season 2 in January. We're going to try to have Aaron and Shauna's mothers on an episode just to talk about their experiences as raising millennials, them now both being empty nesters, having adult children, lessons they've learned, things that they've learned, maybe regrets that they've had about raising kids. And I think that would be an interesting perspective, especially for Shauna to being a parent, stuff that maybe something you can look forward to with Trey in 10 to 20 years,
5 years. That nigga leave.
You know what I'm saying? Trey, he ain't nowhere near his 30s, but I'm saying that
nigga leave college, bro.
Sean is but the perspective of having children in the 30s and now you are empty nester, and it's what does your life look like now as a somebody in the 50s? And
did they prepare for that?
What does preparation for them look like? Right. Do we even know? Are they struggling being empty nesters?
I think my mom said something. It said something about that. I think she had a conversation with me and Keita about that when she first moved to Georgia, and it was just just her in an empty house. I mean, because for years, it was
the four of y'all.
Yeah, it was always somebody home.
But we not gonna get into that. We're gonna try to set that up for later. And with that being said, are we done, Sean?
Yep. Okay.
Well, that's gonna wrap up the episode here. This was a real good episode this week. I forget what you said the name of this episode was.
I don't know.
Clubfoot Kyle. Shout out to my wife and kid.
That's my shit.
All right, y'all. If you have any questions for us, any feedback, any commentary, please shoot us an email at askwandapod@gmail.com. That's ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com. As we always say, we're on social media. Twitter and Instagram at WandaPod_ and Facebook at Wine and Audacity the podcast. What am I missing, Aaron?
Like I said, tell a friend of something.
Nigga, you supposed to say ampersand.
Oh, my bad.
Fucking up the church's money.
Right, fucking up the church announcements.
My bad.
We also have a YouTube page under the same name. So yeah, leave us comments. Let us know what you like. If you have any topic ideas, we'd love to hear from you. Love to hear feedback.
Anything y'all want to hear Shauna say.
You been checking that inbox?
I had.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Anything
just
you want to hear
checking
Shauna
that.
say, you feel me? Or if, you know, like I said, put us on your Saturday morning cleaning list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, definitely listen to it. Like, listen to it on Spotify, Spreaker, YouTube. Just clean up the house and laugh.
It's pretty good because we get paid when you listen to Spreaker. Love y'all. All right, y'all. Help us help you. Help us make more content and get paid for doing this.
And do.
Because it's expensive out here in the streets.
Yes, thank you.
But yo, we
Inflation
appreciate
get
y'all
y'all
for
asses.
listening, though.
Yeah. One thing before we go, well, I do want to say, somebody posted on Twitter the other day, like the effects of inflation is real, because remember going to the store back in the 90s, $200 worth of groceries would get you a trunk and probably a backseat full of food. And now,
yeah.
$200 in groceries, what, 4 or 5
4
bags?
bags. 4 of them.
Full, they may not even be full.
Yo,
Nope.
niggas just went like almost
bag of
like
chicken.
$350. Like niggas went almost $350 for food now. But I will say this. We paying attention to the older people when you when you went to the market with them. Yo, they help you find. Yo, now you realize you learning. I done learned some shit, but listen, give me $20, I can get 4 meals out this bitch, yo.
We'll make it work. All right, y'all. We out of here. Be easy, be safe, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next week with an all new episode. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.